Good morning, BizDev Morning Brew. Off camera today for the bonus Friday. A little under the weather today, but I wanted to make sure that I made this video because I have been discussing this concept of getting better um, ever since I started really training. I mean, this is like 20 years now. The bottom line concept of what I wanted to offer in any type of training environment, from martial arts all the way up to business development, is getting better. And when I was in the second grade, my mother had went to my second grade teacher, and I was in Catholic school. So she went up to the nun and she said, what can I do to help my son be better? And at the time in the second grade, I was doing well in math, but I wasn't doing well in reading and reading comprehension. So she said to my mom, you need to take an active role in your son's education. And boy, did she. She volunteered to help with the reading bus, which was a bus that used to come by the school and assist kids with learning how to read better, reading comprehension. So she volunteered for that and had me go out and meet with her and learn reading at school, as well as taking those same concepts and doing it at home. So I got better at reading comprehension. At the same time, she adopted this phrase, which is good, better, best. Never let it rest until the good is better and the better is best. There are a handful of people that have taken credit for saying that, but I have researched this at length, and there is no real owner of that phrase. There are people that have taken it on and have been quoted saying it. However, there is it is an unknown origin of that phrase. And I like that because it is something that is true to the soul. Being good at something is only good when you're striving to become better. Otherwise, it's the standard. It's just the regular. It's just normal. It's not good. It's just normal. So if it's good, there's an opportunity to become better. And if you can become better, you can become the best. And the idea of becoming the best keeps you going. So I've always taken that phrase as a means of being able to continue to progress and get better and better and better at each time. So what do I want talking about this whole getting better thing? So I have been working with my teams, and we have adopted the 1% better a day concept. And many of you may have already heard about this, and I'm going to dive into it a little bit deeper now. So if you want to take a moment to grab somebody, do so, and take a listen to a video that I've been sharing around that I really do believe grabs the concept of this 1% better a day. And it actually gives you a clear idea of what it means to do so and why you should implement it, and not only in your business life, but also your personal life. And you will see exponential increase in all of the things, from productivity to finance to love to all the things that you're looking to improve in your life. So this video right now I'm going to share with you is a repost from a page that I follow on YouTube called Fight Mediocrity. And he basically took this video from James Clear, who we'll talk about in a brief moment who that is if you're not aware, who did a talk about getting 1% better each day.
The story is about Team Sky, which is Great Britain's professional cycling team. Sometime in the mid 2000s, around 2010, they hired a man named Dave Brailsford. And at the time, Team Sky had a very middle of the road record when it came to performance on the world stage. They had won about one gold medal in the last 100 years, from 1908 to 2008. They had never won a Tour de France, the premier event in cycling. And when they hired Dave Brailsford, they said, we would like to change this. We'd like to improve our performance. We'd like to reach a higher level of performance. What's your plan to help us do that? And when they hired Brailsford, he said, I have this strategy called the aggregation of marginal gains. And the way that he described it was the 1% improvement in nearly everything that you do. And so they started by looking at a lot of things you would expect a cycling team to look at. They improved their bike tires and made them slightly lighter. They put a more ergonomic seat on the bike. They had their riders wear biofeedback sensors so they could see how each person responded to the training and practice that they did each day. They had their outdoor riders wear indoor racing suits because they were lighter and more aerodynamic. But then they did a variety of things that you wouldn't expect a cycling team to do. They split tested different types of massage gels to see which one led to the best form of recovery. They taught their riders how to wash their hands to reduce the risk of infection and keep them healthy. They even figured out what kind of pillow led to the best night's sleep for each rider and then brought that on the road with them to hotels. So Brailsford said, if we can actually execute on this strategy, if we can aggregate all these small changes, these little 1% improvements, then I think we can win the Tour de France in about 5 years. He ended up being wrong. They won the Tour de France in 3 years. And then they repeated again the 4th year with a different rider. And then just last year, they won for the 3rd time in 4 years. And Brailsford's strategy really came to fruition at the Olympics in London in 2012, when they won 70% of the gold medals available. And so what I'd like to start us off with is the idea that small improvements actually can add up to a very significant change in a relatively short period of time. And this is just basic math, all right? If you get 1% better each day over 365 days, you end up 37 times better at the end of the year. If you get 1% worse, you take yourself almost all the way down to zero. Now, you might say, okay, well, 1% improvements are nice, but clearly no one is going to get 1% better every single day. So is that ever enough to accumulate to anything, considering that we're not going to be perfect all the time? And I would argue, yes. In fact, you can get 10 times better if you get 1% better 5 days a week, 46 weeks a year. So it's about 230 days in total. That gives you 6 weeks off for holidays, illness, laziness, and just generally not getting things done. But you're still 10 times better at the end of the year. And what I would like to propose is that the way to do this is not by setting better goals for ourselves or at our organizations, but by building better systems and obtaining better habits. In fact, you could say that the goal had never changed. They wanted to win a Tour de France each year. They wanted to win Olympic gold medals. It wasn't the goal that made the difference. Instead, it was their system, the way that they applied those improvements in a 1% basis day after day.
Fantastic concept and fantastic way of breaking it down. James Clear really does understand
Without
productivity.
continual growth and progress.
And
Such words as improvement.
playing that video. He understands how to increase productivity and how to actually bring out the best in a team by basically breaking it down to its simplest form. We're working today in a world where things need to be broken down very simply. That anything complex is deemed not worth doing. And there are a small percentage, of course, that people that will go ahead and go after it. But getting this whole 1% thing, 1% better idea. So I typed into my Googles and I said 1% better. What does that come up with? I love doing this where you can kind of see exactly where Google is sending us on our worldly chases of information. Amazon comes up with the book 1% Better, Reaching My Full Potential, and how you can too. This is about a father who writes about his son with Down syndrome, who strives to be the first person with Down syndrome to participate in a decathlon. And this story is a heartfelt story, and it basically gives you the concept that anyone can achieve supreme goals by just getting 1% better at a time. And then there's the 1% challenge. I mean, this is very interesting here. 1% challenge. Take back just 1% of your day for 4 weeks and chase down that better you, whether it's 15 minutes or 15 minutes, 15-minute walk or 15-minute at threshold pace along your favorite route. Commit to consistency, to going further than planned, to giving that last effort everything you've got. Commit to taking your time back. And these concepts, again, being 1% better. And again, there's a lot about Chris and talking about the Ironman experience. But what we're really looking at is gaining the idea of breaking the myth of becoming 1% better. There's so many different videos and books, and there's, quality driven values, 1% better every day. There's another one in here, the tiny gains, how to master. This one's a good one from James Clear. So he basically gives you the breakdown of how to use this continuous improvement, how it works, and how to master it. What is continuous improvement? Let's define continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is a dedication to making small changes and improvements every day, with the exception that those small improvements will add up, with the expectation that those improvements will add up to something significant. The typical approach to self-improvement is to set a large goal, then try to take a big leap in order to accomplish that goal in as little time as possible. While this may sound like good in theory, it often ends in burnout, frustration, and failure. See, failure is one of the big things that I do not have the same eye-to-eye ideology as some. People keep saying you should fail, you should always continue, you should strive to fail, because when you fail, you learn. I think when you make mistakes, you learn. When you fail, you give up. When you fail, you end the process. When something goes to fail, when your organs fail, when your systems, your computers fail, they cease to work. They do not come back. They're done. They're over. And I do not believe in stopping that process. I heard a baseball player talk about the fact that you go for failure as much as possible, so that way you can gain the opportunity to hit that home run or hit that base hit, but you're going to fail more than you will succeed. And I think that's horseshit to say, because you're not failing. You're just making a mistake at the plate. You're making a mistake at the swing. You're not connecting with the ball as it was pitched. So you consistently make mistakes, learn on those mistakes, and then you succeed when you hit the ball. That's not failure, my friends. That is a success. And you are on the road to success by learning from your mistakes. And you can do this each day, making one little adjustment into your lexicon of things that you do, and you will find that even when you do make these mistakes, they're not as significant as if you were taking that large chunk that you consistently think that you need to take, where you go through this burnout and frustration that leads to this failure, because you have decided to take these large goals and take big leaps in order to accomplish the goals in as little time as possible. That's when you feel the mistake as being a lot more detrimental than it actually is. When you take those smaller steps and you allow yourself to actually make the adjustments necessary as you're going, and you find that you are learning along the process, now you actually are succeeding more than you are making mistakes. And it's a hard road to go by when you're consistently focusing on the fact that you actually are introducing this word failure into your ideology. I would ask and employ that you take this word out and allow yourself to make mistakes instead. BizDev Morning Brew. Back to my picture. Appreciate you coming on. This is the bonus round. Take those moments today to think about what you can do 1% more than you did yesterday. Do something 1% more. Love your family 1% more. Do the dishes a little 1% more than you did before. Watch that pot that you usually put in soak. Water the plants 1% more and see if they grow a little bit. I mean, these are the little things you can really actually add to your day that increase the wonder of our existence. And that is the process of being on a journey of fulfillment, rather than chasing all these little dreams that you have had frustration in chasing. You're allowing them to come to you. You're allowing yourself to become better, and you're allowing you and your relationships to become better. Specifically with a team, I am enjoying every moment that I'm working with my team because we're all bought into the idea that we are going to all increase our own worth and value by 1% every single time we meet. And it has gone even more than that because every chance that we get, we interact with each other with a little bit more than we did before. And when you're on that path, greatness is abound. It's and an abundance is around. It's something that you just can't shake. It comes to you because you're consistently working at it. And with consistency on becoming better becomes greatness. Have a fantastic weekend. BizDev Morning Brew, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, bonus Friday. I'm going to be on the road next week, so we'll have some fun with that. And I hope that you guys have a fantastic weekend and you get ready, get your mind together and increase yourself 1% every day. By the time I see you on Monday, you'll already be a 10% better person. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Thanks.